Yeah, man. Man, I hope this receive. I hope y'all receive this in a good situation. Hope everything good in your family and your business and your life in general. I hope you're chasing down your happiness and being honest with yourself, man. For real, being truly honest with yourself, man. But today, what I want to talk about is this, man. Life and the games that we play every day. Like, life is definitely a game. We all have different, setups, and we all have different outcomes. And all those outcomes depend on how you play this game. But I feel like it's a part that people really don't say that much. That's extremely important. Extremely important. Because, I think everybody would agree that life is a game, and you definitely get what you get out of it, right? But another important part that I want to talk about today is, man, you got to understand this. Life is a game, but it's a game of games. For real, like a game of games, and you have options. Like when you in this life, like you can play certain games to get certain outcomes. And to get to those different games, you got to do things to unlock different kind of games, Like we not necessarily stuck, right? You can change the games that you play to have a different outcome, in the total, in this big game of life, right? So for me, what I'm saying is this. I feel like a lot of people, the world, if you're not careful, will have you playing a game with very little effort with an extremely high return, with the possibility of an extremely high return. So you don't have to put in a little bit, and they want you to think that you have a chance of winning something extremely big, right? But in real life, those are the worst games to play, because they got the worst odds. Those games have terrible odds. The ones where you put in a little bit of work and you get an extremely large payout, those games have the worst odds, man. And what I thought about when I was thinking about this is casino, because there's different kind of people that go to casino, man. Like, think about this, man. I've never, ever heard of somebody rich off slots. Never. Nobody gets rich off slots, right? It's a small win, right? But just think, when you go to the casino, how many people on the slots, man? I'd be like, well, that's not the best game to play. Like, it got the kind of the worst odds in the place. It got the worst odds, right? How many people thinking about odds though? Like in my mind, I would want to play a game where your inputs can at least even the score, where you can have that 50-50 win or 50% chance of winning, right? Instead of being 1 out of 3 million, that you're going to hit the jackpot, right? Because I know playing my people, they be like, man, I was tearing them slots up. I done seen people rubbing a little burnt sage on the machine, putting their hands and gliding their hands down and all kind of goofy stuff. Rubbing the machines. You think that machine got a sensor? Who you talking to? It don't work like that. I would plan to play at least one of the card games, you know what I'm saying? Or even the dice game a little bit, you know what I'm saying? In my mind, dice it got to be a little bit better, but at the same time, like, that game is a little more complicated. And the game of blackjack is also a little bit more complicated, right? So to win, you have you got to know the odds of what you got in your hand. So it is a little bit more input, but that little bit more input greatly increases the odds, right? But the ultimate game at the casino, hand to hand, got to be poker, right? Like in poker, you can win with nothing. You can have, if everybody lay their hand on the table, you can have the odds of 0 wins. But it depends on the actual person, and then you can still win. And I mean, in life, I guess that's why the poker tables don't be busy like that, you know. But going back to these other games, man, I just feel like we always want to play the game with the easiest entry, you know. And the people that sell you those games, they know that this game has a thing, has an outcome that's not probable, you know. Like you might, but I mean, you actually realizing what they selling is very unlikely, right? And they make money on it. I can almost guarantee. I don't know this for sure, but I'm betting money that casinos make more money off the slots than anything in there. Please correct me if you think I'm wrong, right? If you think this is crazy, let me know, please, you know. But I'm almost guaranteed. And just think about other things in life where they do it to us, where things just easily set up for us to take an L in the end. And we play these games, right? And it seems like we just always sliding into them, right? Because they have an easier entry, you know, to play these games. But I feel like if you push to educate yourself, you want to play different games. And I feel like entrepreneurship is basically like poker. Because you can win entrepreneurship and you can be nothing. Like, you can have nothing. You can have no talents, none, and win if you play your life like poker. No talents and win. But you gotta understand a few things. You gotta be able to control your environment, and you gotta be able to look like the dummy in certain places, right? You don't want to have this facade like you got it all together, right? If you play your life like a game of poker, you definitely setting yourself up to win. And what I mean is this: you playing to win at all costs, right? You using everything that's at your disposal to get you to that different place. Are you gonna take some L's? Yes. Yes, you're gonna take some L's. Yes, you're gonna get dealt some crappy hands. And that's life. Life always dealing you crappy hands. One day you might have a good hand. Next hand, your hand's crappy. One day you're an entrepreneur, you make a lot of money. Next 10 days, you make no money, right? But if you stay on it, bro, that game gonna get bigger and bigger and bigger. And then you're gonna start taking those big wins. But it's because you gonna start to know who you playing with and who you playing against. Right? When you know who you're playing against, you can win, right? Because then you know how to play their game, right? You'll know who you're dealing with. You never know who you're dealing with when you're dealing with a slot machine. Never. Like, you never know, right? Like in blackjack, you have a little bit of better, like a better odds, but not like poker. And blackjack is definitely not like slots. In slots, I just say stay away from slots. In my mind, college is getting like slots. Unless you extremely focused, it's definitely getting like slots. And now with people with the pay going up, come on, man. Don't let a few dollars extra on your paycheck because they raising the paycheck up at Walmart think that you're winning. You know, everything is going up. If you want to move up, you need to move up triple, right? But let's not talk about that. But that's a whole other conversation, man. But for real, man, like, this life is definitely a game of games. And if you want to win, you got to know in your mind you playing a game that you got to know. You got to know the odds, man, of the game you playing, bro. You feel me? Like, that's how you win this life. You got to know the odds of the game you playing. And if the game you playing got terrible odds, you need to change it immediately. Like, not next year, like immediately. Make a plan, change the game, change your game as soon as possible. Because time, let me tell you this. This is important. Time does not make you better. It doesn't. Like as you get older, I know people that's 50. And in my mind, they're not no smarter than 17 y'all. Right? Time does not make you smarter. Experience does. Doing things does. Knowing more does. right? And the more you know things, the better you can be. Time ain't gonna grow you. But that's all I got today, man. Yeah, I'm doing a video thing now, so we gonna keep riding on this and we gonna see how this go. Alright, y'all. Peace.